Welcome back, everyone. With tonight's election results still coming in, it's time for a little bit of a micro and macro breakdown. And to help us contextualize the numbers that we've seen and continue to see, I'm joined by the longtime UWL political science professor, Joe Heim. Joe, let me first say thank you so much for taking the time to join us tonight.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right, you're a veteran at breaking down these numbers and understanding races like this, and there's still a lot to break down, especially in this 3rd congressional district. Guys, if we have the election results that are still coming in, if we can put that up on the screen really briefly just to see where things stand in that 3rd CD primary between Rebecca Cook and Katrina Shankland. Look at that, 48% to Cook, 43% to Katrina Shankland as things are coming in. I stepped outset just to determine where things stood. About 84% reporting with that margin.
That's a pretty good margin at this point.
Yeah, so she had that little bit of name recognition having run in 2022 and was kind of a surprise to see how well she had done, particularly in rural districts. And we were talking before the show that Rebecca Cook had really played into that rural upbringing and going to rural fairs and having that presence there. With her in the lead, assuming that she hangs on here, how important was that for her candidacy to win this primary?
Well, it's very, typically candidates go to where the people are. Eau Claire, La Crosse, Stevens Point. She actually did a different strategy, went to the rural areas. And she's got a farm background. And that worked well in those rural areas. And she's a really hard worker. It came down to a situation of experience for Shankland versus a non-politician, somebody with a farm rural background. And I think, in my opinion, one of them is a little more progressive. The other is a little more moderate. And of the two, I think moderate looks like they're ahead.
Yeah, and this has been a very purple district. Ron Kine was a very moderate Democrat for 20+ years. If Cook hangs on and wins this primary, she'll go up against the incumbent Derek Van Orden, who also had that kind of outsider mentality when he ran 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Again, if Cook is the nominee here, how do you think she plays, and what kind of challenges might she present to the incumbent representative?
Well, with her rural background, she's going to be able to do well. As you probably know, this is an urban-rural district. That we have 3 urban areas that are very Democratic, and then we have rural areas that are becoming increasingly Republican. And she does well in those rural areas, and that's going to provide a challenge for the incumbent. He's a one-term incumbent. I think he's running a better campaign now than he did 2 years ago when he won very narrowly. This race has national evidence, and it's in fact, of the 435 congressional districts, this is probably one of the 10 that could swing either way. So it's going to be a race. And I think it's going to you're going to see a lot of money flowing into this one as well.
It certainly seems that way. Joe Heim, longtime UWL political science professor, thank you so much for taking a couple of minutes.
My pleasure. Thank you.